With today's backdrop being so negative, the press coming out with negative things, the TVs coming out with horror stories and people dying and crashes and financial collapse and everything else, is there any wonder why people get disillusioned with life? But it's only you that's been disillusioned with life. You don't have to absorb all the negativity which is designer driven to actually increase sales of somebody else's product. You are your own product, and you should be in charge of your own product. Because if you're not in charge of your own product, who is? You can't let somebody else ruin your life or be put in a position to circumstances beyond your control. So because of this, because of that, therefore I'm not going to be happy, I'm going to be always upset, I'm always going to be downtrodden. You don't have to be. This is your choice not to be. And the power of goodness is a great thing, because positivity actually improves your immune system, it makes you feel better, it gives you a better scope in your mentality, it gives you a more clearer picture in life, and it lets you see things beyond the horizon. You actually see things far, far beyond what your negativity can allow to happen. So it's very important that you do control who you are. One of the things in life that people do is whinge and moan and complain, and yes, things do happen, and they're not very nice too, but you don't have to let it alter who you are. You can actually go further in life and make sure that things are more positive and there is some resolution to what you want. You can go with a happier attitude, and if you have a happier attitude, you commune with life. You have better camaraderie with people around you. People will feel goodness coming out of you, and you'll be able to smile better. And if you can smile, it makes you more accessible. If you have a dull attitude in life, then people want to keep well away because they're not sure what you're going to do or what's going to happen or what may happen. So people are actually looking after themselves by not going near you, and they could be completely wrong. But they don't know that, and they're not going to try and find out. They have more to do than look after your life. You have to look after your life. So you've really got to be who you are as a person. One of the things we need to do is actually reside in a better place within us. Not look at everybody else and everything else and see what's happening or what may not happen and world conditions. We can't change those, but what we can change is our attitude, who we are, how we think, who we talk to, what we say, where we go, what we buy, what we wear. We can change our outlook. We have so many possibilities that we can change regarding ourselves, and other people see us for whom we are. So if we're going to be negative and actually have all the bad things coming out, all we can do is talk to people and report all the negativity we've read in the press, be like parrots and repeat it all, then is there any wonder we're going to make ourselves low and feel low all the time? We have to show that we are in charge of our lives, because if we're not, people are not going to trust us. They say, well, they're a bit funny there, or well, they changed their mind today, they changed their mind tomorrow, and if this happens, they won't do that. Well, fair enough, we can change our minds ad lib, and we have to change our minds sometimes frequently because circumstances dictate that we do. But we don't have to be a servant to what other people say, what other people do, be it our parents, our friends, our employers, our employees. We don't have to be in a situation where just because they say this is this, we have to agree with them. We don't, because they could be wrong. Even the experts on television are only experts in a finite position in life. They're not real experts as such, because they only change depending on the day. They're actually marketing themselves, saying it's some particular product or service or whatever, and making comments. And so they're very transient, so we don't want to know about those people. We don't want to know about the headlines of the press. Will the world come to an end tomorrow because this volcano's blown up? Will millions of people be unemployed because this company's done this? No, because it's not going to affect us greatly. And if it does, it's going to be very minimal. We have to look after ourselves, because if we can't look after ourselves, then we cannot look after other people. And it's important that we look after ourselves. And this is not being selfish. This is actually being self-reliant. Because if we are self-reliant, we can do things for others, we can do things for humanity, we can do things for life, and it gives us a bigger purpose. And once we have that larger purpose, then we have some credibility. And it's this credibility that gives us the desire and design to go forward. It makes us far more easier in adapting to circumstances and seeing the little chinks of light coming through, the goodness, the ways out, the exits and everything, so we don't get embroiled in other people's mess and other people's turmoil. the power of goodness is a great thing. It's not this melancholy attitude that sort of actors and actresses are portrayed in to have this mean look, which is supposed to look really cool. In fact, the mean look makes you look like a real prat, because nobody wants to know you, because you look inaccessible. You look something which is alien from what you do yourself. You want to be uplifted in life. You want to feel good in life. You want to feel the joy of life. You want to feel all that's good, and you also want to feel the love in life, and that's very, very important, because without love, and this is the basis for all the themes that we're going to talk about, you are nothing. You're like an android just living to live, with no purpose and no remit, nothing at all. So the whole purpose of the power of goodness is it's all in your hands. You cannot farm it out. You cannot absolve yourself of anything. You cannot do anything of the sort. You have to take control of your life and forget all the religious claptrap. If you believe in God, brilliant. But don't believe in religions, because religions are man-made. And man-made stuff is divisive, it's corrupt. It may have a line of truth going through the whole thing, but basically it's corrupt, because it changes from century to century to century. It changes from who's in charge, what they think, what they say, how they say it, and it's all about themselves. It's not about you. You are the little microcosm, not part of the bigger picture of somebody else's thought process. You are the big picture in your own mind, and you must stay the big picture in your own mind, and you must follow your own thoughts and feelings, and the power of goodness actually feels inside what is right and what is wrong. It stops you from stealing, from murdering, from being corrupt and everything else. If you want to make those decisions to be on a negative side, they come from you and nowhere else. They come from up here. You control your mind, and it's not a case of were they forced to pull the trigger. No, it was your finger on the gun that pulled the trigger. No excuses, nothing. You did it. And that is the power of goodness. Part 2 to follow.